Once upon a time, in a land where the mountains kissed the sky and rivers flowed like silver ribbons, there lived two clans, the Li clan and the Vu clan. For generations, these two families had been embroiled in a bitter rivalry, their animosities rooted in misunderstandings and old grievances. The feud was so deep that it was said that even the winds whispered tales of their enmity, and the very earth seemed to tremble at the mention of their names. In the heart of this tumultuous world lived Li Pao, a young man of noble spirit and unwavering determination. He was the pride of the Li clan, known for his bravery and kindness. His laughter was like a melody that could brighten the darkest of days. Yet beneath his cheerful exterior lay a heart burdened by the weight of his family's expectations. On the other side of the valley, in the lush fields where cherry blossoms danced in the breeze, lived Vu Li, a woman of unparalleled beauty and grace. She was the light of the Vu clan, admired for her intelligence and compassion. Vu Li had always felt a connection to the world around her, but she felt most alive when she was with Li Pao. Their love story began in secret, under the cover of night. They would meet in a hidden grove, a sacred place where the trees whispered their secrets and the stars bore witness to their love. Each stolen moment together was a treasure, a fleeting escape from the harsh realities of their family's feud. They shared dreams, laughter, and promises of a future together, believing that love could conquer all. As the years passed, their bond deepened, but so did the pressures from their families. Li Pao's parents, proud and traditional, had plans for him to marry a girl from a prestigious family, one that would strengthen their clan's power. When Li Pao finally gathered the courage to ask for their blessing to marry Vu Li, he was met with stern disapproval. "Vu Li," his father thundered, his voice echoing in the grand hall. "Do you not know who she is? She is the daughter of our greatest rivals. This union would bring shame upon our family." Li Pao's heart sank. He tried to explain that love knows no bounds, that the past should not dictate the future, but his words fell on deaf ears. His parents were resolute, and the walls of tradition loomed high, casting shadows over his dreams. Meanwhile, Vu Li faced her own struggles. Her parents, too, had plans for her. A marriage to the son of the Li clan, a strategic alliance that would bring honor to their family. They were unaware of her secret love for Li Pao, believing that their daughter would dutifully accept her fate. But Vu Li's heart belonged to Li Pao, and the thought of being separated from him was unbearable. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the lovers found solace in their secret meetings. They would sit beneath the ancient willow tree, their hands intertwined, whispering sweet nothings and sharing their hopes for a future that seemed increasingly impossible. They spoke of running away, of escaping the chains of their family's expectations, but fear held them captive. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, Li Pao and Vu Li met in their hidden grove. The air was thick with tension, and the weight of their family's expectations hung heavy on their hearts. "Pao," Vu Li said softly, her voice trembling, "what are we going to do? Our families will never accept us. They will never understand." Li Pao took her hands in his eyes filled with determination. "I cannot live without you, Vu. I would rather die than be apart from you. We could escape, start anew somewhere far away." Vu Li's heart raced at the thought, but a shadow of doubt crossed her mind. "But what if they find us? What if they come after us? Then we will face them together," Li Pao replied, his voice steady. "Our love is stronger than their hatred. We can show them that love can break the chains of rivalry." As the stars began to twinkle above them, a sense of clarity washed over Vu Li. "If we cannot be together in this life, then let us be together in the next. Let our love transcend the boundaries of this world." With tears in their eyes, they made a pact, a promise to each other that if they could not find happiness in life, they would find it in death. They would leave this world hand in hand, their spirits united in love, defying the hatred that had plagued their families for generations. That night, under the watchful gaze of the moon, Li Pao and Vu Li took their final steps together. They climbed to the highest peak, where the winds howled and the stars shone brightly. With hearts intertwined and hands clasped tightly, they stood at the edge of the precipice, gazing down at the valley that had been both their home and their prison. "Pow," Vuhli whispered, her voice barely audible above the wind. "Do you think our families will ever understand? Will they ever see the love we shared?" Li Pao turned to her, his eyes reflecting the starlight. "Perhaps not in this life, but maybe one day they will learn. Love has a way of transcending even the deepest divides. If we must leave this world, let our love be the beacon that guides them toward understanding." With a shared breath, they stepped closer to the edge, the cool night air wrapping around them like an embrace. They closed their eyes, envisioning a world where their love could flourish without fear, where the Li clan and the Vu clan could stand together, united by the bond that had once seemed impossible. As they prepared to leap into the unknown, a sudden gust of wind swept through the mountains, carrying with it the whispers of their ancestors. The air crackled with energy, and in that moment, something extraordinary happened. The ground beneath them shimmered, and a radiant light enveloped them, illuminating the night sky. "Pow! What is happening?" Vuhli gasped, her heart racing. "I don't know," he replied, his voice filled with awe, "but it feels magical." The light swirled around them, lifting them gently off the ground. Instead of falling, they found themselves suspended in the air, surrounded by a kaleidoscope of colors. The world below faded away, and they felt a profound sense of peace wash over them. Suddenly, they were transported to a serene landscape, a place that felt like a dream. Lush meadows stretched as far as the eye could see, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. In the distance, a shimmering river flowed, reflecting the colors of the sky. "Is this paradise?" Vuhli asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Li Pao nodded, his heart swelling with hope. "Perhaps this is the place where love conquers all, a realm where our family's hatred cannot reach us." As they stood hand in hand, they felt a warmth radiating from within, a connection that transcended the boundaries of life and death. In this new world, they were free from the burdens of their past, free to love without fear or judgment. But as they began to explore their surroundings, they heard a familiar voice calling out to them. It was the voice of Li Pao's father, filled with anguish and regret. "Pao! Li, where are you?" he cried, his voice echoing through the meadows. "Father?" Li Pao exclaimed, his heart racing. "What are you doing here?" From the shimmering light, Li Pao's father emerged, his face etched with sorrow. "I have come to seek your forgiveness. I was blinded by tradition and pride, unable to see the love that blossomed between you two. I would give anything to have a second chance." Vuhli's parents soon followed, their expressions mirroring the same regret. "We were wrong to force you into a life you did not choose," Vuhli's mother said, tears streaming down her cheeks. "We see now that love is worth fighting for." In that moment, the four of them stood together, united by the realization that their animosities had only caused pain. The love between Li Pao and Vuhli had the power to heal the wounds of the past, to bridge the chasm that had divided their families for generations. "Together we can change the course of our family's legacies," Li Pao said, his voice filled with conviction. "Let us honor the love that brought us here, and let it guide us toward a future of understanding and unity." The parents nodded, their hearts filled with hope. They embraced their children, and in that embrace, the barriers that had once separated the Li clan and the Vu clan began to dissolve. As the sun rose over the horizon of this newfound paradise, it illuminated a path forward, a path where love triumphed over hatred, where families could come together in harmony. Li Pao and Vuhli, hand in hand, led their families into this new world, where the whispers of the past transformed into songs of unity. And so, in a land where mountains kissed the sky and rivers flowed like silver ribbons, the legacy of the Li clan and the Vu clan was forever changed. Their story became a testament to the power of love, a reminder that even the deepest rivalries could be healed when hearts were open and willing to embrace the beauty of understanding. From that day forward, the winds no longer whispered tales of enmity. Instead, they carried the sweet songs of love that echoed through the valleys, reminding all who heard them of the transformative power of compassion and forgiveness. The once bitter rivalry between the Lee clan and the View clan faded into a distant memory, replaced by a new legacy of unity and harmony. As the families began to rebuild their relationships, they found that the bonds forged in love were stronger than those created by tradition. Li Pao and Vu Li became symbols of hope, their love story inspiring both clans to look beyond their past grievances. They organized gatherings where members from both families could come together, share their stories, and celebrate their newfound connection. In the heart of the valley, they built a grand pavilion adorned with cherry blossoms, a place where the clans could meet and share in each other's joys and sorrows. It became a sanctuary for healing, where laughter echoed and friendships blossomed. The pavilion served as a reminder that love could flourish in the most unexpected of places, even amidst the shadows of rivalry. As seasons changed, so did the hearts of the clans. They began to collaborate on projects that benefited their community, from cultivating the land to organizing festivals that celebrated their shared heritage. The cherry blossoms that once symbolized division now stood as a testament to their unity, blooming vibrantly each spring as a reminder of the love that had brought them together. Years passed, and Li Pao and Vu Li grew into wise leaders, guiding their families with compassion and understanding. They often shared the story of their journey, recounting the trials they faced and the love that triumphed over adversity. Their tale became a cherished legend, passed down through generations, teaching the values of empathy, forgiveness, and the importance of choosing love over hate. One day, as they stood together beneath the ancient willow tree where they had once whispered their dreams, Li Pao turned to Vu Li, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Do you remember the night we made our pact?" he asked, a smile spreading across his face. Vu Li nodded, her heart swelling with emotion. "How could I forget? We were so determined to be together, no matter the cost." "And look at us now," he said, gesturing to the vibrant life around them. "We chose love, and it has changed everything. Our families are united, and we have created a legacy of understanding." Vu Li smiled, her heart full. "It's a beautiful legacy, Pao, one that will continue to inspire others long after we are gone." As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the valley, they held hands and watched as the cherry blossoms danced in the gentle breeze. In that moment, they understood that their love had not only transformed their lives, but had also sown the seeds of hope for future generations. And so, in a land where mountains kissed the sky and rivers flowed like silver ribbons, the story of the Li clan and the View clan became a beacon of love and unity. The winds carried their songs of joy, and the earth thrummed with the energy of their shared laughter. As new couples blossomed in love, inspired by the tale of Li Pao and Vu Li, the valley thrived with a spirit of cooperation and kinship. The children of both clans played together, their laughter echoing through the meadows, unburdened by the weight of the past. In this land, love reigned supreme, and the legacy of the Li clan and the View clan became a testament to the truth that love knows no boundaries, and that even the deepest divides can be bridged with understanding, compassion, and an open heart. And so the story continued, woven into the very fabric of the land, a reminder that love, in its purest form, has the power to heal, unite, and transform even the most fractured of legacies.